who are you and why are you talking to me? Please don't harm me.
Don't run, my son. I won't harm you. I am your grandmother.
Every night Ekene slept, he heard sounds. Sometimes it was low talking. Sometimes soft laughter. Sometimes it sounded like someone was whispering very close to his ear. It always felt like a dream. Each time he woke up suddenly, his heart beating fast, sweat all over his body, he would look around the room and see nothing. Everywhere would be quiet. Too quiet. No movement. No footsteps. No voice. Just silence. It all started when Ekene returned to the village from Enugu. Life in Enugu had become too hard for him. Things were no longer working out. Business was slow, rent was expensive, food cost too much, and every day felt like a struggle. He had tried his best, but it was no longer enough. So he decided to return to the village and start life all over again. Ekene lost his parents many years ago. He was still young when they died. Since then, life had not been easy for him. When he came back to the village, his uncle, Uncle Namdi, took him to an old family house at the far end of the village. The house had been abandoned for years. Bush had grown around it, and nobody stayed there anymore. "This is where you will stay," his uncle told him. "Manage it for now." Ekene had no choice. He had nowhere else to go. The house his parents built was taken from him when he was still a child. This same uncle took it over. Ekene did not understand anything then, so he could not fight it. Now, as a grown man, he still had no power to challenge him. So he accepted his fate and moved into the abandoned family house. The first few days were very stressful. He cleared bushes, swept dirt, and removed cobwebs from every corner. The house looked old and tired, like it had seen too many sad things. While arranging the room one afternoon, Ekene noticed an old portrait lying at the corner, covered with dust. It was the portrait of a very beautiful woman. Her face looked calm, but her eyes felt deep, like they were hiding something. Out of pity, Ekene cleaned the portrait carefully and hung it on the wall. "At least this house should look a bit homely," he said to himself. That was when the strange things began. Every night, whenever Ekene slept, the sounds would start again. Talking. Laughing. Sometimes gentle. Sometimes strange. Each time he woke up, there was nothing. One night, he quickly picked up his torchlight and pointed it around the room. His eyes stopped at the portrait. It was still on the wall, exactly the way he hung it. He stood up and searched the whole house. He checked the corners, the windows, and even the roof. Nothing. Could it be a rat? He asked himself, though deep down, he knew it didn't sound like one. The next morning, Ekene went to meet his uncle and complained. "Uncle, something strange is happening in that house," he said. His uncle laughed loudly. "You are just overthinking," he replied. "That house is empty. Nothing is there." Ekene felt uncomfortable, but he said nothing and left. What Ekene didn't know was that his uncle knew everything. He knew the secret of that house. He knew the secret of the portrait. As days passed, the house became more frightening to Ekene. Even during the daytime, he felt uneasy inside it. Most times, he slept outside on the veranda. To distract himself from fear, Ekene focused on work. He set up his small workshop on the veranda. He was a shoemaker and also repaired phones. That afternoon, he went to the market to buy materials. He started making shoes. Very neat ones. Before long, people in the village noticed his work and began to patronize him. Slowly, Ekene forgot about the nightly sounds. His mind was fixed on his business. He believed the fear was gone. But one night, everything changed. Ekene woke up to urinate outside. After that, he walked back into the room. As soon as he entered, something felt wrong. The wall looked empty. The portrait was gone. His heart skipped. Slowly, he turned. The portrait was standing behind him. And it was smiling. Ekene wanted to scream. He wanted to run. His legs refused to move. Then the portrait spoke calmly. "Don't run, my son. I won't harm you." Ekene was shaking. Who are you?" he asked, his voice breaking. "I am your grandmother," the woman said. "My grandmother?" Ekene asked in confusion. "My parents told me you died many years ago." "Yes," she replied. "You are right. I died. I am here for revenge." Ekene's body became cold. "Your father's brother, your uncle, my own son, killed me." "Uncle Namdi?" Ekene whispered. "Your son?" "You are still a child," she said softly. "You won't understand everything now. But soon, the truth will be revealed." Suddenly, Ekene woke up. He jumped up from sleep and checked the wall immediately. The portrait was there. Normal. Quiet. Not smiling. "It was just a dream," he said, breathing hard. But deep inside, he knew something was wrong. The next morning, Ekene stood in front of the portrait for a long time. Nothing happened. "She said she is my grandmother," he thought. "I never met her. Could she be telling the truth?" That day, Ekene went back to meet his uncle. This time, he was determined. "Uncle," he said, "please tell me everything about that portrait." "What is your problem with that portrait?" his uncle asked, his tone changing. "Is the woman in that picture your mother?" Ekene asked boldly. Immediately, the man's face changed. "What did you just say?" he shouted. "Who told you that?" Ekene stood up and left without another word. At that moment, he knew the truth. Later that evening, Uncle Namdi was restless. Even when his wife talked to him, he was absent-minded. "What is the matter?" she asked. "Nothing," he replied angrily. "Leave me alone." That night, the uncle went to Ekene's house. "Who told you what you said today?" he demanded. "I think you did it," Ekene replied calmly. "Why are you so scared?" The uncle raised his hand to slap him. But his hand stopped in the air. It could not move. Then the portrait spoke again. This time, Ekene knew it was real. The uncle fell on his knees and started begging. "I won't harm you," the portrait said. "But you will confess. You will walk around the whole village and tell them how you killed me, your brother, and his wife." "I will," the uncle cried. His hand dropped, and he ran away in fear. The next day, Uncle Namdi walked round the village confessing everything. People watched in shock. Some cursed him. Some called him wicked and greedy. His wife was ashamed and ran away with the children. Months later, the uncle fell sick. His body started swelling. Not long after, he died mysteriously. Ekene finally returned to his father's house. He took the portrait with him as a sign of gratitude. She was his grandmother. And her revenge was complete. The end. Moral lesson. The truth will always come out, no matter how long it is hidden. Uncle Namdi tried to hide his evil deeds for many years, but in the end, the truth exposed him. No secret stays buried forever. Greed and wickedness destroy the person who commits them. The uncle killed his own family out of greed. Instead of enjoying his actions, he lost his respect, his family, and his life. Innocent people may suffer for a while, but justice will surely find them. Ekene suffered loss, fear, and hardship, but in the end, justice was done, and peace returned to his life.